Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to dive in and share with you a very profound moment of deep inner child healing that happened for me yesterday and which I am still processing and really integrating into my body. And I just kept feeling that this story wanted to be shared. My inner child wanted me to get on camera and share this medicine with you in case it supports you in bringing out and connecting deeper with your inner child. So get yourself nice and cozy and let's dive in. So yesterday I was heading back to New Jersey from Toronto. I had spent the week back in Canada visiting my family, spent time with my parents, with my husband's family, celebrating my sister-in-law's baby shower, and it was just such a beautiful and restorative week being at home. And yesterday we were getting ready to leave to drive back about 8 hours back to New Jersey. And before we left, we stopped by this random elementary school that was nearby so we could take Charlie for a little walk before getting onto our very long trip back home. As we get to this elementary school and we start walking out into the field, I felt this sense, this deep desire to just run through the soccer field. So I listened. I just started running so fast with Charlie through this vast soccer field. And as I was running, I just felt this part of me, my heart space just bursting open wide. I'm getting chills as I'm speaking about it, but in that moment, it just felt such a sense of freedom, a sense of opening, a sense of deep connection with my heart, with my curiosity, with this playfulness inside of me. And as I got to the other side of the soccer field, I look down and I see that in the distance of this school were these portables. And portables, if you're unfamiliar, they're kind of like these classrooms that are outside of the main school. So they're kind of like these little trailer type houses or like structures where you have class. And it just immediately, when I saw those portables, I felt my inner child come out. And there was just this instant sense of resonance as I felt myself leave this space that I was in and be transported back into my elementary school days where I had classes in these portables and where I spent years and years of my life playing soccer. And it was just this surreal moment where I was standing on the edge of the soccer field where truly most of my childhood, my best memories were spent on the soccer field, looking at these portables behind or in front of me where I spent so much time as a child in school. And there was just this sense of deep connection with my inner child. I felt her come out. I felt her energy so strongly in this space that I was in, which brought me right back to me as a little girl in elementary school in that moment of my life. And I could feel her emotions. I could feel her energy so deeply. It brought me back to me in that moment in this space of being this little girl where I viewed the world with such innocence, with such an open heart, with such reverence and wonder and curiosity for everything around me. I was such a curious child. I still am. But it brought me right back to that moment, right back to that space and time. And oh man, it was just this bursting of my heart space. And I caught myself in this moment wondering what I could do or how I could connect more deeply with my inner child. I went through this moment where I felt myself feeling, oh, maybe if I have a little child then I can connect to this space more deeply. And that doesn't feel resonant for me at the time. And in that moment it didn't feel resonant, but it was just a thought. Maybe if I have another puppy or bring another kitten into my life, this little playful being, then it'll help me connect to this moment or this space in my life. And as these thoughts came in, there was almost as quickly this shift in my energy where I felt my inner child tell me, no, you are meant to connect with me. You are meant to embody me. It is not a job. You are not meant to connect with me through the external world by finding things outside of yourself that make you feel connected to this childlike space. But how can you connect with me, through my inner world? How can I bring my inner child out from within me and embody her energy and connect with her energy every single day, every moment of the day, if possible? How can I bring her out? And it was this massive shift, really a portal I feel that I had walked into, where I felt this awakening. I felt this knowing that moving forward in my life, my job is to bring my inner child out, to connect with her from this space of not worrying about what the world thinks, not overthinking how it's going to be perceived or what's the right step or what makes logical sense, but how can I connect more deeply with that space of innocence, with that purity, with that love, with that trust, that deep trust that I felt so much as a child and I feel now, but really connecting with that inner child within me to know that if I keep following my heart, my passions, my joy, the things that light me up, if I prioritize feeling great in my day-to-day life, doing the things that I love to do, being around the people that I love to be around, how can I really honor that space and from that space really rise deeper into my fullest embodiment? Now, I've done inner child work a lot. It's something I teach, it's something that I support my clients through, and there are so many layers to healing, right? There's so many different aspects of ourselves that we continue to grow and to learn and to perceive. And for me, this was one of those moments where I got to understand and see and feel and embody a deeper aspect of my inner child more than ever before. And another powerful lesson that came through from this experience was the importance of parenting myself, of really truly parenting myself. My battery is about to die. I really hope it doesn't as I'm on this story right now, but we're gonna see how long this battery lasts. So there was this profound revelation or realization or resonance with how I truly get to parent myself. And the work of reparenting, I'm going to talk more about this in future videos, but it is one of those things that we all get to do. It is truly one of those profound aspects of embodiment, of spiritual awakening, of healing that we all get to do. Now, the way that this showed up for me over this weekend and over this moment in my life was this connection or this deep sense of realization that all of us as adults, there's an aspect of us that craves validation from our parents, that craves and seeks love from those caregivers in our life that were there for us when we were young, when we were small. And now I have a great relationship with my parents. They both watch my videos and I love them to death. And I have been realizing, feeling more and more as I've been going through my awakening journey, as I've been really coming deeper into myself, I've been really feeling the importance of breaking up with your parents. And I mean this in the most loving way because, again, my parents, I love them. They have done so much for me and they have been such loving figures in my life. And there's an aspect of me still as an adult today that shrinks myself or holds myself back in certain aspects of my life, or even certain topics that I want to talk about and teach about here, because I know that one or both of my parents don't agree with it, or don't align with it, or don't approve of it. And there's this aspect of me that has been so aware of how I have been dimming myself in some ways, or not fully embodying my fullness, because I am seeking their approval in certain aspects of my life where they're not meant to give me that approval. I'm meant to give that to myself. And that 1% left, let's see if I can finish this off. That was the big lesson, really, that stuck with me from all of this, is that the places where I am seeking that approval outside of myself, whether that be from parents or friends or social media or other people, it is my responsibility and it is my duty to give myself that approval, to give myself that love. Because really, those parts of myself where I am shrinking or dimming my light is an aspect of my inner child who is afraid of being seen in her fullness, because she didn't receive that love or validation from a young age in that aspect of her life. And she's not receiving that love and validation from me right now in this moment in my life, because I still carry the story that that aspect of me is wrong, or that interest of mine is bad, or these aspects or these parts of myself should not be shared with the world because they are unworthy of being seen. And those are elements within myself that I get to heal, that I get to love, that I get to shower with my own validation and approval first and foremost. And my camera died, so I'm switching to my phone. Hopefully the audio is okay and you can still hear me. What were we talking about? Reparenting, yes. So there is this big sort of pull that I'm feeling more than ever before in my life. And again, I've been doing this work, but something shifted for me this weekend where I really got to see and to feel the longing of my inner child, this sweet, innocent girl within me that wants to be free. She wants to be free. And it is only by freeing her that I will free myself. And the way to free myself is by loving myself, by showering myself with the validation, with the approval, with the love that I so often seek from outside of myself. So it was just this powerful, it really feels like I walked into a portal when I walked onto that soccer field. Even for this video today, I could feel that my inner child really wanted to share this story, that this wanted to come out. And I was going to film it at home because it was just easier to sit down and do it at home. But I could feel in my body, that my heart, that my inner child was like, no, find a soccer field. Find a park, find a place outside, put your feet on the ground, be with the earth. And this is where you will channel me and connect with me the deepest. So I went on a mission to find an empty field, a soccer field behind me to film this video. But these are the little ways that I am seeking to honor her and ask myself. There's been two things really that I've been doing these things for a little while, but the culmination of them, maybe it's the effect of having done these little things for it's been a few weeks that I've consciously been doing these things. Maybe that's what led to this like big opening just yesterday. But the two things that I found myself subconsciously doing, the first is when I'm journaling, usually in the morning, asking my inner child what she needs, what she's seeking to say and express that day in that moment. And it's powerful what comes through, because again, we each have our inner child within us, this little creature, this aspect of ourself that just wants to be loved, that wants to be in play, that wants to be in joy. And those have been the messages that have been coming through as I've been journaling on my inner child the last couple weeks, has been this message of connecting more deeply with my play, connecting more deeply with my heart and leading with my heart. As I've been meeting up with family and friends over these last couple weeks, what I've been telling myself before every single encounter is, how can I lead with love? How can I open this space and be in this space through the frequency of love? It helps me so much when I set that intention, because sometimes, I'll be real, sometimes I feel a sense of anxiety or a sense of disconnection when I'm leading from my mind and I go into social situations. I have this aspect of feeling like I need to be liked, or that, how can I make other people feel comfortable? And sometimes that means watering myself down. But there's been this shift through my inner child of, how can I just connect and lead from my heart? Really connect and hold the space for love, for seeing and recognizing love in others and embodying and sharing that love from myself. So that's been one really powerful tool of connecting with my inner child. And the other one, oh my gosh, this has just been bringing me so much joy, has been that at the end of the night, when I get into bed, oftentimes I'm still in my head, right? Either analyzing the day or thinking about tomorrow. And I've been reminding myself in those moments, just as I get into bed, before I'm about to go to sleep, I tell myself, I love you. I love you. And I am so proud of you. I am so proud of the person that you are. I am so proud of how you are moving through this life. I am so proud of you and I love you. And that simple acknowledgement at the end of the night, it's kind of like tucking yourself in for bed, right? Like when you're a child and your parents come at the end of the night and they tuck you into bed. I've really been tucking myself into bed and giving myself that sense of love every single night before bed. I can't even begin to tell you how healing that's been, to give myself that appreciation, that love, that acknowledgement, that validation every single night at the end of the night. So those are some little ways that I've been connecting with my inner child, and this big sort of shift, this awakening, this, I don't even know, this moment of embodiment that I got to experience yesterday. And I guess I just really wanted to share it with you as an invitation, a gentle reminder from my inner child to yours to connect deeply with this part of yourself. Let yourself lead from your heart. Let yourself be in your joy. Let yourself play. Let yourself be in the wonder and curiosity, the mystery of life. These, at least for me, these are the qualities that my inner child is seeking to experience and to feel more deeply, more fully through me in my day-to-day life. And I am making that vow and commitment to myself to honor that as much as I can. So if that's resonant for you, the invitation is also open for you. And the other aspect that I wish to leave you with is this element of reparenting, of asking yourself, how can I give myself the love that I am seeking outside of myself? How can I give myself the approval that I am seeking outside of myself? I feel that I will be sharing more about these topics in future videos. And if there's any aspect of this that you'd like me to break down and dive deeper into, then please let me know. But yeah, this is what really wanted to be shared today. So I hope you found something here that resonated with you. Thank you so much for being here. From my inner child to yours, I am sending you so much love, and I will see you again very soon.